According to the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, Durham region home prices dropped 2.3%. However, when I looked a little deeper into the data for specific regions in Durham, I actually saw that there were some increases in prices. In this video, I will go over the October 2022 housing market stats for Durham region, and I will also go over what regions have shown some price increases. I'll also give you my opinion on what I feel is currently happening in the market and where it's heading. According to the Durham Region Association of Realtors, 632 transactions have been reported for the month of October 2022. This is a decrease of 4.5% compared to last month's numbers of transactions. We also saw a 0.9% decrease in new listings compared to last month's, and the average selling price for a home in Durham was sitting at $893,673 in October. As mentioned, that was a 2.3% decrease from last month. So in terms of dollars, that would be approximately a $21,000 decrease in price. Lastly, the average days on market went from 18 days in September to 16 days in October. Overall, even though we have seen decreases in the stats for October, if we compare them to the decreases seen in September, the October stats are not as bad as many people make it out to be. Based on what I'm seeing, the market is normalizing. Many people are getting used to or accepting the changes taking place with interest rates and property values. So those that are still qualifying to buy despite the multiple interest rate hikes, they're still taking action and getting into the market, which is now more buyer friendly now than it used to be. On the other hand, I'm still hearing that there are many homeowners holding off on selling their property for reasons like the home values are decreasing, or they actually did put their home up for sale and only got lowball offers, so they ended up terminating the listings. I get it. These are legit reasons to hold off on selling, but based on some of the stats I'm seeing, this is not what's happening in all of the regions in Durham. When I started to look at the stats for each city or town, I noticed that Ajax actually saw big increases in sale prices. To be specific, there was a $116,000 increase in sale price for detached homes this month, and a $43,000 increase in sale price for semis. And then when I started to look at Whitby, I also noticed that there was significant increase in sale prices for semis, which was up about $70,000, and condo sale prices in Whitby were up about $74,000. There was also a $48,000 increase in sale price for semis in Oshawa. So if we dive a little deeper, we see that some areas in Durham are actually remaining pretty strong. So if you're hesitant on selling, in my opinion, I would be sure to reach out to a trusted realtor or even myself to conduct a comparable market analysis in order to give you a better perspective on what's happening in the market so that you can better determine what to possibly expect. So based on the trends, what do we see happening? In my opinion, although the number of transactions this month has not significantly decreased on a month-to-month basis, it is a significant drop if we do a year-over-year comparison. Even though there are some people taking action despite the changes in interest rates and property value, the majority are remaining cautious, which is one factor that's contributing to the shift. The decrease in property value is not so much due to a sudden increase in supply, but rather one factor that's playing into this is a decrease in the number of qualified buyers. In my opinion, during changing times and factors beyond our control like interest rates, the best thing we can do is adjust our expectations. Based on what I'm seeing, there are many people wanting to put their property up for sale, but are holding on to the expectation of obtaining offers like what we were getting during the peak of the market. And when they don't get those extremely high offers, they decide to terminate the listing. So what we have to understand is sellers kind of have to look at things from the buyer's perspective as well. We have to understand that because the cost of borrowing is increasing, many buyers no longer have as much flexibility to negotiate as much as they once could before. So I'm not saying that because of this, sellers need to accept the first offer that they're given, but rather they need to have reasonable expectations of what the current market value of their property is at that present time so that they can decide prior to listing their property if they'll be satisfied with the possible outcome. I hope this video was helpful at outlining the current Durham region housing market stats for October 2022 and gave you some perspective on setting expectations in a market that is trying to normalize. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.